This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through the 2020 Bullet Ultralight by Keystone, and it's model 243 BHS. Alright, I'm on the door side of the trailer, walking towards the rear. So, as you can see, you've got a refrigerator, you've got a cooktop that just slides out, and this is a hose, a spray hose, with a quick connect that goes right into this port around the corner here. So you can hose things down. Alright. Now you have to plug this cooktop in. So down here is going to be a quick connect right there for your LP line. You hook it up there and it draws the LP right from your tanks up front for your cooktop, which is right here. Okay. There's a rubber LP line that you use to connect that. It's, if you can see it, it's under there right now, just so you can see where it's at. Okay. All right. Simple enough. You got a super wide power awning with LED strip. Outside speakers, of course. This is your service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there. That's just for service. That is the vent for your furnace, of course. This is your water heater. The switches to operate your water heater are inside the trailer. The thing you have to know out here is this is the drain plug right here. That's how you drain your water heater. Also, never start your water heater on either gas or electric. You never start it unless there's water in the tank. To make sure there's water in the tank, you're going to hook up your city water hookup. You're going to turn on the hot water valve. And if it's empty, air will come spurting out, and as it fills, it'll be a mixture of air and water. But when you get solid water coming out of the hot water side, you know that your tank's full. All right, you got a backing plate for a TV mounting bracket, as well as cable and antenna through, and then there's power right there. Your steps fold into the trailer. If you need to adjust them for uneven terrain, you can see there's a pin right here. You'll just pull the pin out, and you can slide the legs up and down to make them the correct length. This is your hitch. We'll show you how this works when you come to pick up your trailer, but it's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So it's a nice hitch. And if you're camping and you're new to this hitch and you need to refresh your memory, you can always take your phone and go online to Husky centerline and follow their links to their hookup video also to refresh your memory, okay? All right. You got 2 LP tanks. You got a power tongue jack. Now this power tongue jack, you can also crank it manually. So if you were to pull this plug, hopefully you can see that here. The sun's pretty bright here. But there's a rubber plug right here. If you pull that out, a 3/4 inch crank or socket on a drill or on a ratchet, whatever you have, will also make this crank up and down. So in an emergency, if it fails, for example, you can always get out of trouble. Your battery is a deep cycle marine battery. Alrighty. This little hookup right here is just, all it is if you were to purchase a solar battery charger, just a solar panel that'll charge the battery, you would plug it in right there. All right. You can't run a whole trailer, obviously, but you can just charge the battery with it. So this is the crank I was telling you about. That's your 3/4 inch crank. Like I said, most people use a drill with a socket attachment, but it's up to you. This is your water center here. So, the most common way to get water in the trailer is your fresh water, your city water hookup, excuse me. So you just put the hose on there, you'll turn it on, it pressurizes the trailer, ready to go. If you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station, or if it's a really rustic campground, you would have to fill this tank beforehand to use it. But this fill right here will fill your fresh water tank. There's an electric pump inside that'll pump the water, so even if you don't have plumbing on the campsite, you could use this system and operate all the plumbing in the trailer. Okay, you only use that if you don't have city water, and you only use the pump if you're pumping water. You don't have to use the pump for city water at all. Alright, so your stabilizers are right here, front and rear, power stabilizers. You just extend it and retract it. You don't lift the trailer with the stabilizers now. You're just gonna stabilize the trailer, so keep that in mind. You don't go too far with it. You just take the wiggle out of the trailer. Also, while I'm standing here, this is just satellite and cable TV through to the entertainment area of the trailer. Just coaxes that go through. That's a little booster right there. All right, so this thing here is your black tank flush. If you see the sticker here, it'll tell you never use the black tank flush unless the black tank valve is open. I'll show you that in 1 second when we get down there. But that's your black tank flush. Okay, so let me look here. Walking towards the rear. Here we go. So, this is your black, closed now, and this is your gray. Let me close. I need my other hand here. Hold on. Okay. So, you're going to put the hose on here. Obviously, the other half goes in the dump station. Then your black tank valve, that's for the black tank, which holds toilet water and waste. And then the gray holds sink and shower water. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull the black first. Right? You do that because the black water is dirtier than the gray water, that's all. And then you'll pull the gray water second. And it'll help clean out the hose. Even though it's dirty water, you'll still clean out the black hose with the toilet water and waste. So you do that second. Then you're going to leave this valve open. You leave the black valve open, then you'll come back here to the black tank flush that I showed you. Okay? So we're back here. You'll hook the hose right on here, turn it on, and it'll spray the inside of your black tank. Oops, I don't think you saw that. Let me get a better picture here. Right here. I'm a lousy cameraman. Right here. So you would turn that on, and as long as the black tank's open, because you don't want the pressure to build up, it'll flush out the black tank and clean up your sensors, so it's a good thing. This is just a outside shower, hot and cold water. This is your 30 amp, 30-foot power cord, right there. Okay. Alrighty. Here we are at the back. You have a backup camera already installed. Now while we're looking up, you have to remember that you have to go up at least 3 times a season and inspect your roof. So you go up there, you walk around, you check all the sealant on the roof. Eventually, some years, sometime, that's why you inspect it, you don't know when, but sometime you're going to have to do touch-up on it. So that's why you're inspecting it. So you go up in the spring, you go up there in the fall, or once in the middle of the summer, or else have somebody else do it. And you're just looking for cracking or separation in the sealant. So you're inspecting, so when that does happen, because it happens to every trailer eventually, you'll see that and you'll get it touched up and you'll never get water inside. It'll be fine. Also, you look at the sides, and every place you see caulk from the factory, like right here, this is clear caulk. You want to keep that too. The roof is the most important, but you still want to check the sides. You only look at places that has caulk from the factory. And also, one more thing about the caulk, you never use caulk from a hardware store. It's not the right stuff, no matter what they tell you. You have to have stuff that's made for RVs. In this case, it's going to be called ProFlex for the sides, and it'll be Dicor for the roof. So, make sure you get your sealants at an RV store. All right, let me look around here. So this is your control panel here. It's very simple. So your awning, extend and retract is right here. You just push extend, it goes out. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in, because the wind can damage it in just a split second. So you always have it in when you're not at the campsite. You just roll it out till you see the awning tube. It goes out 8 feet, and you'll see the awning tube, and that's how you know you're all the way out. The slide room is just in and out right here. It's very simple. Your levels. So you check your battery. You can see the lights are all lit up. It's charged. Your freshwater tank is 2/3 full, but we're water testing it still. So you graduate up. Black tank 1, you just have 1 black tank in this one. It's empty, but they'll graduate up in 1/3 increments till it's full. Same with gray tank. Okay. So the thing is, you're always, once you get past about 2/3 full, you're going to start thinking about dumping the tanks. All right. To light your water heater, this is for gas. This one's for electric. Never use, like I said before, you never start it without water in the tank. To use your water pump, you use that if you haven't got city water on the campsite, no plumbing on the campsite, so you'll use this to pump the water out of your onboard tank. Okay, and then of course those are just lights there. You're also going to use the pump for winterizing the trailer. I don't know how much you know about trailers. Most people, if they haven't done it before, usually will have it winterized, but you use the water pump to pump antifreeze into the system too. Also, you always have to remember that the black tank, or excuse me, I'm ahead of myself here. The water heater tank has bypass valves on the back. So you have to bypass the water heater before you pump antifreeze in it, because you can't get antifreeze into the water heater. It'll leave a really foul taste and a bad smell, so they give you valves on the back to bypass it. Okay. Your sound system is it does a lot. For camping, it plays CDs and DVDs here, obviously. You can stream off this USB stick here, or this port, so you can put all your favorite albums on one stick and take them with you. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth and stream from your phone or tablet. You have 2 zones, Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 1 is inside the trailer, Zone 2 is outside the trailer. So it does a lot. One last thing to know, that this is the signal booster for your digital antenna right here, where the coax is hooked up to. So you can see that's right there. All right. To operate the thermostat, you just hit mode once to light it up. Then you can scroll through. You can see, hopefully you can see that. That's fan, air conditioner, heat, and then off. There's about a 5-second lag time every time you turn something on or off. So just be patient. It'll turn on and off. All right. So your vent hood fan and light. To light your range, it's very simple. You're just gonna, I don't know if the gas is on, but I'll talk you through it either way. You go to light. Oh yeah. Oh no, we're out of it. So it's shut off. That's why it's doing that. The tanks are shut off. So anyway, when it lights, to light it, you just turn it on and you turn this clockwise to spark it. Okay. With the oven, it's a little different. Down here at the very bottom shelf, underneath the shelf, all the way to the back is a pilot light. So what you do is you'll come up here to the awning knob, or the I'm sorry, it's very hot right now. I'm starting to get slap happy here. So you go to light for the pilot light in the oven. Then you're going to depress it like that. You hold it, keep it depressed. Then you're going to spark this by turning it clockwise until the pilot light lights down here. Once it lights, you're still going to hold this in for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. You go to operating temperature. It cycles on and off like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame obviously goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. All right. Other than I'm substituting the wrong word or using the wrong words in substitution of the right ones, I'm doing good here. So bear with me, please. This is a gas absorption refrigerator by Dometic. Because it's gas absorption, it will run on 110 AC, plus it'll run on LP gas. So when you're pulling it down the road, you can run it on LP gas. Basically, to turn it on, there's just 2 buttons. To turn it on, it's right there. Right now it's on auto. You can shift it, but we run it on auto. Auto means electric. The reason they call it auto is because it automatically searches out 110 AC electricity. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Also, if you're, let's say it's the middle of the night, or you're away from the campground, and you're running out of electricity and there's a power outage, it'll automatically switch over to gas for you, so you don't spoil your food. So that's the most common position to have it in. You can also do it dedicated to gas right here. You would just go like that, and it's on gas. It'll light. It'll make 3 attempts to light. If it doesn't light for some reason, it means it's faulted. This check light will come on, and that just means it's faulted. So maybe there's an air pocket in the line or whatever. So you just shut it off and turn it back on again, and it'll go through the 3 more attempts to light. It'll definitely light the second time. Usually you won't have to go and do it twice. It's pretty reliable at lighting the first time. The last thing to know is this is how you set the temperature in this trailer, or this refrigerator. This is the thermistor. The thermistor is a cylinder that's on the end of that beige cord, that beige wire going up there, right? This is just a clip that holds it on. You can pull a thermistor out of it. You can pull this off. That's normal. This just holds it in place. So what you do is you slide it up, right? And you're sliding up the thermistor, which is on the end of this wire here, like I said. You can see it right there. So if you look at the decal, the higher you go with it, the cooler it gets in the refrigerator. So basically, you're going to stretch it as far as this wire will go and get it up as high as it goes, and that's where you're going to leave it. I mean, if it's cold outside, sometimes you'll have to back it off, but generally speaking, you're going to have it up all the way. All right, so just so you know, your water heater is under that panel in the back. That's how you access the valves I told you about, the bypass valves. All right. He left in the front right, let's see, the off-door side front compartment. I didn't show you, but if you go in the compartment there, there's a, he took off some took some screws out, and you can see where the water pump is at, just so you know that's where it's at. So you have to access it from your front compartment. Like I said, you'll use the water pump to draw the antifreeze into the system. So that's where you find it. Okay. Looking forward to another 100-degree day here. Okay, so this device is your power converter. So what it does, it converts 110 AC into 12 volt DC. So it goes from alternating current to direct current. All right. So on this side you have regular household type circuit breakers, and they're labeled. This is all stuff that has to run on 110, 120 AC, right? Then the power is converted over to 12 volt DC, and you see you have fuses here, and they're 12 volt fuses, and that's for the DC side of this. Everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does, but some things have to be AC power, like the microwave or the air conditioner, that sort of thing, okay? So these are all labeled. If they ever blow, they'll light up and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Also, when you're plugged in to shore power, this will charge your battery, so it'll always keep your battery charged. Your tow vehicle will charge it when you're pulling it down the road, and this will charge it when you're at the campground or plugged in anywhere. All right. Another thing here is this device here, which is the carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. Let me get down here so you can see it. Okay. I'm seeing if this is both or if this is just propane. We can look up and see if they've got a... Okay, so they do have a separate carbon monoxide detector on the wall. So I'm thinking this one is just LP. Does not say anything about carbon monoxide, so it's an LP detector. I just want to make sure I give you the right information here. We'll set it off here. Okay. Goes through self-test. Then another one. And back to green. So it should always be green like that. If it goes off, you're obviously going to take everybody outside, open the windows, and shut the gas off at the front and figure out what's going on, okay? If it beeps very slowly, then it's telling you that the battery is low. So it's also a low battery alarm too. Okay, so that's a propane gas detector. I just wanted to make sure I gave you the right information because they come both ways. And that one's not one I see a whole lot, that Atwood. So I just wanted to make sure. Let's look over here now. This one here is a carbon monoxide detector. See if he's got batteries in there. Yep. So that's your carbon monoxide detector. And then of course, up here is your smoke alarm. Okay. So you can also turn this dinette. It's got a U-shaped dinette. You can pull the poles out of the bottom of the table and put the tabletop down onto these cleats. There's 5 of them around here. See? Drop it down in there and then fill in the space with the cushions. You got another bed. So between the bunks and your master bedroom and that, you can sleep a lot of people. All right, so we're in the bathroom now. This is a GFCI plug here. Keep in mind that all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So even the one on the outside is GFCI protected. So if you're using a coffee pot outside and it pops, just for example, you'd reset it right here. Okay. Shower works like any other shower. You have a vent here, vent fan. You want to use that when you're using the shower too, so you can pull the humidity out so you don't get mold or mildew. All right. So the thing to know about the toilet is you can't use it dry or you can't use it without chemicals. So if I step on the pedal here, I'm sorry, the pedal's down here. If I step on the pedal, water comes out and it'll fill up the tank. It'll flush it. The black tank is directly below. So when you get to the campground, your black tank's going to be dry. It's going to be nothing in it. So what you do is you put your chemical in here. You have to have chemical in it. So whatever chemical you use, you'll put it right in there, 1 dose. Then you'll step on it. Water will come swirling out like it does. And you want to put about 1 gallon or so in the tank. There's no way to tell exactly what that is by using a monitor panel or anything. You just have to use common sense. That's about 1 gallon or 2. It doesn't have to be perfect. The bottom line is you have to have some water in the black tank and chemical to start using it, okay? That's important. You never want to use it dry, or else you'll have a major headache. Okay. So I think we've pretty much covered everything. Let me walk around and look here. You got another mounting bracket for a TV in your bedroom, and then there's hookups up there. Okay, you would want to get the type with a swing out bracket, obviously. If you can't spend the extra money, it's not much more. It's not that much more expensive, but get one that locks, a bracket that locks into place. That way you don't have to use straps on it. They're kind of unsightly and they're just a pain to have hanging there. You can just get one that locks into closed position. Also, this is your escape window. I'll just show you that real quick. It's pretty self-evident, but you push this all the way through, and you can push this all the way through, right? Then you would grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and then you can exit the trailer that way in an emergency. Okay. You can also use that for ventilation, of course. All right. So thanks for purchasing your trailer at National RV Detroit. If you have any issues, call us and we'll work with you on it. Remember what I told you, you have to inspect the roof at least 3 times a season. That's very important. Many trailer owners don't do it, but you have to do it. It's very important. So also, when you winterize, you want to bypass the water heater. Keep that in mind also. So, okay, well, thank you very much, and we'll go over the hitch and stuff with you when you come in for your to pick up your trailer, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you.